and Brad here with Years of Years, and it's This Week in Disney for March 21st to March 27th.
There you go.
So, heading out of March.
As a person who loves numbers, all good numbers. Third month, 21st, the 27th, awesome.
For sure, but I think it's nice here. There's lots of like trees blooming and flowers. I don't know. What's it like wherever you guys live? I'd like to hear that.
I had a conversation with a salamander by the pool in the sun. He was out. They are very active this year down here.
This time of year.
Yeah, we've seen like a lot of different lizards down here, but not the salamanders. And they're
well, I have seen those before.
Okay.
Just maybe we
first timer here.
But they're more like shiny and than the
even red.
Lizards.
Should we be frightened? Comment below.
Probably a poisonous thing if it's red, right? But yes, it's nice here. What about where you guys are at? Are you guys getting some warmer weather and
maybe starting some early indoor plantings?
Yeah, gardeners.
I don't know.
Yeah, gardening's so fun, and of course here you can garden all the time.
All the time.
It's awesome. But this week we're gonna start off heading to March 22nd, 1975. This is such an interesting. When I first say it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's an interesting subject," but not like much to really talk about there, because you're just gonna think of it as a shopping center really. But we're talking today about the origins of Disney Springs, which in 1975 was the Lake Buena Vista shopping village. And so originally that's what it was called, but originally that's not what it originally wasn't what it was planned to be. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I'm holding back for that history, but I mean, absolutely worthy. I mean, Disney Springs, downtown Disney, like an important part of the park's experience. Like if you don't want to venture into the parks on your hotel stay or on your vacation trip, or if you don't want to enter into the parks as a resident, like Disney Springs offers that quick fix and Disney experience.
Get a Disney experience without being in the Disney parks.
Yeah, I mean, not only that.
My feeling is, could it be more? And this doesn't have to do with what the plans for the history. I feel like maybe it could be more Disney.
Okay.
I think there is a move for things to be more mainstream in certain ways, and I miss like Imagineering concepts. And
they have tried many attempts at attractions down there, and I mean, we'll see what happens.
I don't mean attractions. I mean theming. That's what I mean. The Imagineers and their capabilities and theming. Well, not necessarily like totally like the rides, but if you think of like, you know, Flight of Passage, for instance, and the theming that went on, or better yet, like Africa in the whole Africa area in you know, Animal Kingdom, like the time and effort that has taken for that kind of theming to, you know, happen over at Disney Springs.
You're saying like really less city walk, more kingdom walk. Just a bit.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us all about it. Tell us how it became what we enjoy today.
Okay, well, let's just...
Not just the best beats in Disney parks.
The bare bones of it is Lake Buena Vista at Walt Disney World officially opened, and it provided the first non-Disney park shopping at Disney, and it promoted a restful shopping atmosphere similar to the New England seaside village. Okay, so among the shops that were originally there was a bath parlor, Captain's Tower, gourmet pantry, It's a Small World, After All Shop, 2 R's, Reading and Writing, and Posh Pets, and other little kiosks and restaurants as well, a village restaurant. The area later will be named Walt Disney World Village in 1977. That's when they get the Lily Bell. I think it was May 1st they get the Lily Bell, which is, of course, Paddlefish now. It was Fulton's Crab House for a while.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so 1977. That was cool.
Wow.
And then, of course, it becomes Disney's Marketplace in 1989. That's when, at the same time, they get Pleasure Island over there as well. So, and then, of course...
So, really early. I mean, 4 years into Walt Disney World. So,
what?
5 years into it, this was created. So.
Yes, 1975 originally. And then 1997 is when it becomes Downtown Disney Marketplace. And then, of course, now it's Disney Springs. So that's just kind of like basic understanding. What was it supposed to be? So originally for Walt, like this was going, you know, you were gonna, obviously you guys know a little bit about Epcot, right?
Sure.
And that Epcot was supposed to be an experimental community of tomorrow. So people would be living there. So with Disney, with the Lake Buena Vista Village, they took a whole year actually in purchasing, like longer with Walt Disney World, purchasing land to get this area. They wanted this area because they knew that it would be close to the area that would get really busy with Orlando. So they still wanted, I guess, a handle on that as well.
A presence close to that in those districts.
And that's how it's turned out, because Disney Springs, you know it, you pass it and then you're in all sorts of the other parks, attractions, and hotels. So they, you know, he wanted that. The Walt Disney World Village was going, like the plans were to have the monorail going to it and to have people movers. I think people movers weren't supposed to be a ride.
In some ways, that is about to happen very soon with the transportation that is coming to there. So
it's not a monorail though.
It's not a monorail.
But let's just stick, like, original plans speaking. I just want to say, I don't think that Walt intended us for walking over these complexes like we do. It's great exercise, but I think there was a bigger plan to have more people movers. They weren't meant to just be a ride. Like, people movers were meant, I believe, to be more transportation, and the monorails were supposed to extend outside of where they are now. So
it was quite a feat. I mean, it is a greater distance than maybe people fully realize.
Yeah.
It is a long way to Disney Springs from the Magic Kingdom and other parts.
It was always supposed to be encompassed. Like, you weren't supposed to have to necessarily need cars or other transportation. This Walt Disney World,
and we love the buses, and we love the transportation that exists. We consider it very effective. This was just a dream. Yeah,
I think more monorails, more people movers would have been more effective, personally.
Indeed.
But so that's just part of it. The other thing was that they were actually, Walt was seeing, so people lived with the Epcot, you caught that was a community, you lived and worked and then went to Magic Kingdom and the parks, and
this is the original
dream. All that dream. And then Lake Buena Vista Village was going to be not hotels, but like townhomes and homes and things like that to live in. And this wasn't to draw in people maybe from all over the world. Walt saw people like ambassadors and people from all different countries coming to this area together to discuss the world and bettering the world. Like, this was his concept.
And I love that. I love that. I am grateful though for Saratoga Springs that occupies a lot of that space as well. Just to be clear, walking over to Disney Springs, beautiful things have happened there.
For sure. But this would have it wouldn't have had necessarily hotels. It was, they were thinking differently.
Yes.
Let me read this quote. This will kind of help, by Dick Nunes. He said, "But what Walt really wanted to do in Florida was develop an area where all types of corporations, governments, academia could come together to really try and solve some of the problems that exist in the world today. We started with the recreation area and then began the community, which is what Walt Disney World Village, and now we're building the center, Epcot Center, and we're going to connect it all with the monorail system." This quote's from 1982, by the way. In addition, we have some dreams for the Walt Disney World Village from the Empress Lily, which they did achieve. We're going into New Orleans Street, and you'll walk right into a beautiful New Orleans hotel. So that was the next thing I was going to share, was that, you know, after they were done with Epcot, they were actually going to do a whole New Orleans Square part of Disney, or this whole village. So that was going to be very beautiful.
Do you think we kind of ended up with any of that with Port New Orleans? Perhaps,
but that's not here. I mean, it's just another hotel. Like this was more than just like
more the theme.
A hotel. It was going to be a whole themed area, restaurants, shopping, all of that. Based on Port Orleans.
Just think, we'd have Tiana over there, we'd have Princess and the Frog like playing it up over there now.
So we got the Empress Lily, and that's
yes, and it is. It's one of the best reasons to eat a paddlefish.
There's some really, I was able to find some pictures.
Food. And they play Metronomy there.
There was some really like sketchy, not very good photos of what their plans were. They really didn't take it to full fruition. You know, this was a difficult time going into, you know, building Magic Kingdom, building Epcot, and then this is in between, and they kind of put it on hold and didn't fully finish what they were doing. And then you have Eisner coming in, and the focus changes completely. So, you know, it's kind of, things got lost in the mix. A little bit of what they were thinking, but I think what they did, if you look up this online and check it out, the Walt Disney World Village, it was cool. It was, a lot of the buildings were very tropical, like Polynesian seeming base. There was water stuff to do.
This was all going to be down where we enjoyed Disney Springs today.
No, that's how it was.
Oh, very nice.
The buildings and stuff were very, I thought they were more tropical, Polynesian looking. You could do like sailboating and things like that. Like now you can do the auto, why am I saying I'm wrong? The water cars. Anyway, so there's still cool stuff to do, and we love it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to really give a full picture of what things could have been or what they were kind of thinking.
And as it became, I mean, Disney Springs, such a important place. In closings and reopenings. It opened before the parks. It was the first time that we all came together, like from distancing, and it was at Disney Springs, you know, and it holds that. It's the first place that people come together whenever they all fly in for vacation, you know, the day before parks. It's more than a shopping district. Yeah, so the stores were really themed, and you had dining with characters and things like that. It was beautiful. I love looking at the pictures, and I love if we could see menus and stuff. You know, I love classic menus. I don't know why. I think it's really cool to see what people are eating too back then. All of that, hopefully over time we'll get to kind of have a good, maybe online archive. The areophile. I mean, the balloon. Cirque we mentioned briefly. I mean, it's so much good.
There's plenty of fun. We do love Disney Springs. It's a lot of fun to go over there for sure. But hopefully, tell us in the comments what you guys think. Did you know some of these things? Did you experience any of the iterations of Disney Springs? What do you like better? Do you like it now? We want to hear in the comments for sure. But we're going to move on to our next topic for today. March 21st, 1940. The Disney Studio Commissary opens, located at Mickey Avenue, opens for the first time. So, yes, this is really important, because what Walt did back then, for Disney Studios in California, there wasn't actually a lot of restaurants nearby, first of all, and there was a cost involved with leaving to go get food. So he actually offered something that was, they were just giving it base rate. Like, they weren't making money off of it. They were like breaking even, sometimes even maybe losing a little bit. So they were offering something which I think is appropriate. They work there, and you know, I mean, I can understand maybe food not being included, but
long before Google, Disney dropping the commissary.
Okay, so what's really cool about this is that I found a menu. I was so happy to find a menu. Okay, and the menu's adorable because it has Mickey and Minnie, Pinocchio. There's the Three Little Pigs, of course, because they had a Three Little Pigs salad bowl on the menu. They had a Snow White special, Honest John's dish, and like I said, the Three Little Pigs, they had a hot roast turkey sandwich that came with cranberry sauce, of course.
Compelling.
Makes sense. So they had some
traditional.
They had all sorts of sandwiches. If you were a vegetarian in 1940, you were doing just fine. Like, I know people think about this a lot. I think it's harder for people to be vegetarians in some instances. Like, if you go to McDonald's right now, you can get like oatmeal.
Especially
not that we
in
go
the
to
last 2
McDonald's,
years,
but
since everything was restricted and changed.
They're like salads. You can't get salads anywhere. But back then at the Disney Commissary, and I don't know how it is today, but you could get a bunch of salads. Like, I cannot get a salad at Magic Kingdom unless
Pinocchio
I go.
House?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
But I wanted to just.
I'm not saying
get
that's
a
acceptable.
salad everywhere. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about? You can get your salad at Pinocchio.
But that's not
No,
what
but I feel
when
you.
I say
I
salad.
I understand.
These were nice salads that had lots of things on them. The prices were amazing. Like a combination vegetable salad was 60 cents, and that was a high price. Everything's under $1 here, which is fantastic. They had some cool combination sandwiches, like.
So I mean, but let's apply some inflation.
Of course,
okay.
but
it would easily be.
Oh, I understand.
Similar.
It was.
Okay.
Well, similar. No, but he was. They were providing at cost, so it wouldn't be. It would be like $3 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know if it's the same way. If you work at Disney Studios, we want to know.
And in some ways you think, well, carry on.
Yeah, no, they had like a Monte Cristo. Those are cool. I've never had a Monte Cristo. It's like the fried sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would compare it to other sandwiches, but I don't want to offend fans of other sandwiches.
So we had a Fantasia sandwich with chicken, avocado, American cheese that was baked. Did people in the like 40s, I noticed, or like that time period, 40s, 50s and up, they ate a lot of like avocados. I find on the menu a lot. Maybe it was just a California.
This was California.
It was California.
It was Cali.
But I think it's pretty cool. Lots of fresh tomatoes and stuff. So, you know.
Cool.
I had to bring up one sandwich in particular. Minced ripe olives with nuts and mayonnaise. What is that?
Sounds like a spin on the Wardle or Waldorf.
I've never ever heard of this.
Interesting.
Like, I want to have this sandwich because it's so strange. But that's on the menu, and it was 30 cents. So good on them. That's definitely not on any menu I've seen.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to, actually we're kind of talking about 1975 again, but this is over at Disneyland. Disneyland's Mission to Mars opens in Tomorrowland, designed in cooperation with NASA, and it replaces Flight to the Moon. So this is an interesting like ride, because you go through the walkthrough and you're watching basically the control area of like
Mission Command
and seeing all the screens and everything and hearing the animatronic talk to you, and in the one to the moon they called him Tom Morrow. That's where that comes from, and then they changed his name for some reason to Mission to Mars. And then you go into the ride area and it's like a circular theater, and then there's like a big round like screen on the floor, and then a big round screen on
is this one. Okay, yeah.
And so you're experiencing like a takeoff experience from there, and then traveling to Mars.
I believe it's kind of like similar to like in the restaurant at Epcot right now. Whenever you go up the elevator, you kind of like look down on. But
Well, it's exactly like what Stitch's Great Escape was if you take the center console out and put a screen on the floor and a screen in the ceiling. Yeah, like that.
Perfect.
So it was interesting because I watched videos on this and people in the comments were like, I rode this as a kid and I really felt like we were going into outer space. And that's just like, it's so cool that, you know, back then they were able to really simulate, like, that people felt that because they had never experienced it. I mean, they barely had televisions, and then all of a sudden there's a screen in the floor, and you're taking off. Yeah. And they're, you know, probably rumble in the seats or something, you know, simple like that.
And
it
the
was
veil
just,
of disbelief was pretty thin.
It's like how magicians got away with stuff for so. Oh, sorry.
Had to be epic.
We're magical.
What?
Sorry.
Move on.
I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, 2008, same day, March 21st, high school senior Tracie Ervin becomes the 2 millionth student performer to take part in Disney World's Magic Music Days.
There you
go. She's a member of the Mount Hebron High School Marching Band, a 165-piece band. Tracie is presented with an array of prizes, including a free vacation and overnight stay in Cinderella's castle.
Yeah, we enjoy family and friends coming to Disney for the musical programs at Disney Springs.
That's why
we just talked about.
Yeah, because we have had family come and do that, and it is so cool. I love seeing kids because I got to come to Disney World when I was in junior high with, like, you know, kids from school and everything, and it's just so fun. That's like the best time. Yeah, I don't know. You can't really recreate it. I know adults do like trips, and that's so fun. But those years, you're just when
I really didn't do high school trips, so I don't know.
Sorry,
yeah.
It's not that great. it's whatever. Okay, but Tracie, she got to stay at Cinderella Castle, so good on her. That was fantastic.
At Cinderella's Castle.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But moving on to March 23rd, 1967. This is the first appearance of Scrooge McDuck.
There you go.
In a 17-minute long Scrooge McDuck
hiding behind
Money.
my head there. Right there.
Yeah.
Hiding behind my head.
There he is.
Yeah.
But so this is Scrooge McDuck and Money, and you should check this out for sure. It's like an educational,
it is,
like, you know, short on
and it breaks
money.
Down global currency in some ways, and history
and
of currency,
inflation, and all
and
of
inflation.
Yes, just gives you all the
teaches you how $1 today is not $1 tomorrow, and that kind of thing. Like a lot of it.
Scrooge McDuck has a way of like making money seem awful. Like, does he mean to do that? I don't know. Like, there's always like
a
little bit of like, I gotta keep this all to myself and be on my own, and I don't know. There's just he doesn't necessarily make money look like
I don't
a great thing.
I'm not a big fan of money or the love of money, but I really enjoy people talking about money and like in their books and stuff on it, like through the years. I haven't read recently, but this piece is very, very nice. I mean, probably time period appropriate.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's effective. How long was it? Like
17 minutes.
17 minutes.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's interesting. And it's his first appearance. It's a big one to be his first. This was 1967, so Walt had passed,
so it's hard to know what involvement Walt had in the actual creation of Scrooge McDuck, but he appeared.
I think he was in cartoons
after the passing.
I'm not sure.
Or probably the shorts. The comic strips. He probably had a history in the strips.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So same day, March 23rd, moving on to 2003. So we moved way on to an animated 3D Mickey Mouse at the Oscars, and he presents the Best Animated Short Oscar to the ChubbChubbs.
Okay.
Yes. We had to watch this.
This one is very unique. Yeah. It feels like it's ImageWorks, like Lucasfilm, or strong ILM ties. There's several.
Was it Touchstone? I think
several. No, it was ImageWorks.
ImageWorks, yeah.
And several Lucasfilm Star Wars characters appearing throughout. Even whenever the stormy cloud appears on the horizon, the music like nods to like the Imperial March.
Yeah.
Jar Jar appears in the desert,
Yeah.
and then breaks character. Very
Yeah.
compelling. Very good.
I like that part. That was funny.
Yeah.
Go check out ChubbChubbs. But then also, do you remember 2003? Mickey Mouse appearing in 3D at the Oscars. I think that was really cool. Steve Martin was there, and
yes,
it was a cool
I remember
experience.
those clips. And you're saying that he presented the award, Mickey.
Mickey presented the award. So
in 3D.
that's awesome. We could do some more of that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yes, and then moving on same day to 2007. This is one of our, I don't know, I think everyone in our family really loves this movie. It's Meet the Robinsons.
Oh, yes.
So this was released on this day.
Yeah, when we had just purchased our first home and moved into our first home, this was the first movie that we saw in the movie theater.
Yeah.
After moving to our new town, and so it's dear. And we've had friends that it's very important to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful journey.
I wanted to bring it up because I know that a lot of people, I'm completely forgetting the name of the movie, you know, with like Fear and Sadness and Joy. Just what's the name?
Inside Out.
Inside Out, right. So a lot of people have seen that movie as a therapy film. And I have known a lot of people to consider this a therapy film.
Yes.
And they watch this when they've gone through really hard things. I don't know.
A journey of genius. A journey of wanting at least a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of elements about this film that people find comforting and like watching after they've been through very hard things. So if you haven't seen Meet the Robinsons, go check it out. It's a great film. I'm sure sometime we'll actually do a big topic on this one and delve into it.
It needs it.
It is a great film, for sure. So we'll move on to March 24th. 1934. I had to bring this one up because it's the time for it. Disney Symphony, Funny Little Bunnies, and this is Easter themed. I love this one. I know we've talked about it before, but it's so adorable. And one of the reasons I love it so much is it's just puts you in the mood, like for like the springtime, the colors, everything about it's adorable. So and cool. You can find out how, you know, the baskets at the store that are filled with chocolate, in this you find out how they're made. So it's really cool. It's really cool. You'll have to check it out. So our last thing to talk about is still on the same day, March 24th, 1950, Disney's Donald Duck short, Crazy Over Daisy.
Oh, there we go.
Well, I love this one because it's set in the Victorian era, so that is just super adorable. Just the whole setting, the music, and Donald singing. His Crazy Over Daisy is like that, you know, song. You know what song I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh, well, I can't. I'm not
Daisy, Daisy, like what?
Yeah, that
Tell
one.
me,
Yeah,
my answer
like
true.
Yeah.
I'm half crazy.
So it's kind of like that.
Love of you. That one?
I think
so.
All
right.
Okay, you guys check it out for sure. I love this one. And then you have Chip and Dale causing a ruckus, and I mean, there's a lot of tension in this one. And of course, Donald, well, he might lose his temper.
He might.
Possibly. Yes, and it may not have the best outcome. Actually, I felt sad for him.
But I mean, just
at the end of this one,
having Daisy in it, like, I mean,
okay,
I always bring to the present flower and garden on. I always like celebrate just the name this time of year.
Well, it's just a interesting version of Daisy. She has a Victorian dress and everything. She's very fancy, so she looks really good.
Check her out.
Yeah, and Donald's really funny.
All frills.
Too. Yeah,
and
but
frivolity.
Check it out. It's really fun cartoon. So lots of spring, lots of fun. Disney Springs and its beginning. So it's a good time of year for it all. What are you guys up to? And how are you enjoying all the many things of Disney? And tell us your comments down below about the things we talked about today, because I think it was a lot of fun. I'd like to hear what you guys think about some of this stuff for sure. So we will